So sit back, lay down, get comfy, and hopefully we can spend some time together of you just relaxing and me just rambling. And maybe you'll get so tired of listening to me that you'll fall asleep. Which is what we both want. You want to fall asleep. I want you to fall asleep, right? So, I will just be starting with my ramblings, okay? So, get comfy. I do want to start by giving you a mini apology because, well, maybe you've noticed, maybe you haven't. Maybe this is the first time you're watching me, which in case, hello. You can call me Moody. Yeah, mini apology for being somewhat inconsistent with my uploading schedule lately. This is a hair tie, don't get scared. This is just me playing with my hair tie. So yeah, maybe you've noticed, maybe you haven't, but I've been a little bit inconsistent with my uploading schedule and I've missed a few uploads lately. And first of all, sorry about that, if you care. Second of all, technology has been failing me lately, and I have mentioned before that I have a very ratchet setup. I still do, absolutely do. But this is an unofficial podcast of me rambling, so I'm going to ramble. I own 2 laptops, right? Which I literally only use for capturing audio when I'm filming. I do not use them for anything else. And both of them have issues, right? So one of them is mine, kind of old. Another one is another old laptop that someone just basically gave to me. And both of them have issues. Neither of them work properly. I do have a desktop, of course, which is where if I'm using a computer, I'm using my desktop to literally do anything else, to game, search things online, do whatever. And that one works fine, but it sounds like an helicopter taking flight, The fans are very noisy, so I cannot use that to film, So I need to use a laptop, which is not as noisy. But both of them, I'm not gonna say suck, but both of them kind of suck. So technology has been failing me lately. So I do apologize for that. I honestly really wish I could use my desktop, but my desktop, obviously you can see it, but it's like right here, right? So this is my office, or better yet, what you're seeing is the window in my office. My office is obviously on the other side of the camera, and you cannot see it, but I'm in my office. Right here to this side is my desk, my desktop, etc. Really wish I could use my desktop to finish that by saying so sorry for inconsistent uploads. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I got closer to the mic, don't get scared. And thank you for being here. I've missed, I've mentioned this before, but I really like to film these videos just to talk, and it gives me a chance to connect with people that are watching. So yeah, that's that. I really like these videos, mainly because of that. I just want to sometimes have the opportunity to connect and interact with people that watch my video. And this is a segue into the next topic. See what I did there? Anyways, which are both related to my desktop, which are gaming and streaming. Maybe you know, maybe you don't, but I have mentioned before that I would really like to stream one day. If I ever have the time and opportunity, I would love to stream, because one, it allows me to do two things that I really like, which is gaming, of course, and directly interacting with you, and more than that, real time interacting with you. Yeah, so like I was saying, I game on my desktop, of course, and I do want to ask you for recommendations, or just tell me about things that you like to play, because I have not been playing anything for a really long time, just because I've just gotten tired of playing the same thing all over again. So let me explain to you what I like. I obviously like really cozy games. That is essentially the only thing I play. Cozy games, farming simulators. For the past year, I guess, past year, I have religiously been playing Infinity Nikki. Maybe you know what it is, maybe you don't, but I love Infinity Nikki. Don't get me wrong, but I have been a little bit tired of, I don't know, playing Infinity Nikki. I just haven't been feeling it. So I haven't really played anything in like a few weeks now, a month, maybe. And I'm just looking for something different. So let me know what you like, what you recommend. Even if it's something like drastically different, you can tell me about it. I will look into it. I can't promise that I'm gonna play it because I am picky, but I will look into it. That's a promise. As long as it is like horror, I will never play a horror game in my life. But yeah, so I'm a little bit tired of Infinity Nikki. I've been behind on the content, so like catching up feels overwhelming. So I think this is something that happens with me and all open world games. Eventually, I'm going to get very behind on content, and then catching up feels yeah, I am looking forward to reading. I was gonna say hearing, but reading your recommendations, your whatever you like, or you can talk to me about other things that you've been enjoying lately, and that's completely fine, by the way. Whether it's reading or something that you've been watching lately, because those are my big three, and really only three hobbies that I have: gaming, reading, and watching things. I recently watched a season of Love is Blind. If you know, you know. I love Love is Blind. It is one of my biggest guilty pleasures. I love watching Love is Blind and going on the subreddit and seeing what people have to say. I think it's so fun. Yeah. So I feel like reality TV. Maybe we could talk about that. I've never seen like Love Island. Doesn't interest me as much. But I've seen Love is Blind, The Ultimatum. There's a new one. Something that is like connected to Love is Blind, or it also has the cliches, I don't know, about like the people that have different ages. I don't know what that one is called. And there's also Perfect Match. I don't know if they're the same or different. Whatever. If you don't like dating shows, I'm sorry, but I really like Love is Blind, okay? It's fun, it's entertaining, it's really dumb and silly at times, but I mean, it's reality TV. You cannot, you know, it is the place to be dumb and silly. Yeah. So, if you've ever wondered what I do in my free time, aka the time in which I'm not consumed by my responsibilities or filming, I'm either reading, gaming, or watching something. I'm also currently reading a shoujo manga. So I guess I'm just like letting you know about things that I like to consume. They are mostly very girly things. I think you can tell from Infinity Nikki to Love is Blind and now shoujo manga, which is like those things can be consumed by anyone, you know, not just by girls, but I think inherently they are girly things. Infinity Nikki is literally a dress-up game, so but yeah, those are just the things that I like, and I read a lot. Ignore that. I read a lot of romance novels. Basically, I like to consume things that either give me joy or fun or relaxation, right? Which is why I tend to avoid like watching a drama or I don't know, watching a sad movie. Like sometimes I will like maybe watch a movie that's sad or emotional or read a very sad book, but that is definitely very occasional. It is not a everyday, weekly occurrence, you know. It's like every now and then, because I just like things that make me happy, bring me joy. You know, sometimes have stressful days or we're going through stressful moments and I don't want to read a sad book on top of that. I want a book that will make me happy, make me giddy, you know. Even the songs that I listen to, I much prefer, and this is what I typically listen to, upbeat song music. That's what I like. You know, don't take what I'm gonna say in like a really bad and serious way, but sometimes our day-to-day lives don't have a lot of joy, so we have to find joy in other things, you know. And that's definitely a way in which I find joy. So, not to bring you down at the end of this episode, definitely don't want you to fall asleep depressed thinking about the unhappiness of our daily routines, but I feel like sometimes it's not even unhappiness. A lot of the times it's just like monotony, or there isn't a lot going on, so we have to go out of our ways to fill our days with joy, you know. So that's one way in which I bring joy to my days. Maybe reading a really happy, fun book or listening to fun music. Yeah. And that's my tip. If you want to take away something from this episode, is sometimes we have to make ourselves joyful and happy, you know. Sometimes the content that we are consuming can bring us down, like undoubtedly, okay? If you're only consuming, for example, news about like war and famine, and all of the songs that you're listening to are sad and depressing, you are going to inevitably feel that way, okay? And it's good to be informed, okay? It's good to be aware, but at the same time you cannot be consuming those things 24/7. You know, so there is a reason why ignorance is bliss is a saying, you know. Sometimes not paying attention to those things and focusing on ourselves, focusing on making us happy, is something that we need to do, you know. So if you've ever found yourself feeling in the blues, feeling down, maybe try listening to a fun playlist, or watch a comedy movie, or watch reality TV, something that brings you joy, you know. And you know what the biggest, obviously this isn't like for, I don't think that this would apply for like clinical depression, but they say that the best way to fight depression is by dancing. So sometimes I just blast my playlist and I'll dance in the kitchen and it'll be good. And sometimes you'll see like, maybe this is what life is for, you know. Yeah. So hopefully you can take away something from my rambling. I'm going to wrap it up because it's been a while. I want to say once again, thank you so much for sticking around. If you're watching this, if you've made it until the end, leave a black emoji. Is there a black heart emoji? I think there is. Yeah. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. And I'm sure that so many people appreciate you for just existing. So, I know sometimes it's hard, but try to take life slow. And enjoy every day. I'm going to quote people because, and not ironically, unironically, sometimes I have to quote people in my head to remind myself that to be grateful for being here. And I'm gonna say, and to finish this video, this is for everybody going through tough times. Believe me, been there, done that. But every day above ground is a great day. Remember that. Thank you so much